Hey boys and girls. Okay, this is our last video for today. It's gonna be another quick one because it's just gonna be our last day on time for us to review telling time on an analog clock for time to the hour and time to the half hour. So I've got a few review worksheets, I've got our homework, and I've got another time game for you to play. If you finish that game, because this one's just to the half hour, I do have a game though that is time to the hour and time to the half hour that I will send you. It's a mixture, but you will have to maybe print out and cut up some pieces because it's kind of like either you can play it as a memory game or a matching game. But it does take a little setup to where, because it gives you the answers next to each other, the digital and analog clock, and you would just have to make it yourself and cut the pieces out. But if you want that, just have mommy and daddy email me and I can send that out to you guys. It was just a couple of pages, so that's why I didn't send it out, but I don't mind it, I can. So just let me know. I am only going to send you the one game for today, but we are going to get through and just review our clock for today very quickly, because this is going to be another short video. Today is, we did a lot of teaching this week, and today is just a kind of a wrap up. Tomorrow we'll have our Zoom meeting and we'll have another wrap up and good mix of review. And then we'll be moving on to another week of new learning. Yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, let's start. What type of clock is this? Is this an analog or a digital? Analog, very good. We know it's analog because it's got the hands. Now which clock is easier to tell the time with? Analog or digital? Digital, because it just tells us the numbers. Very good. Okay, what does this long blue hand represent? The minutes. Very good. How many minutes are there in 1 hour? 60 minutes. Awesome. Okay. And what does each big number represent in minutes? 5 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Now, when we have our digital clock, do we ever have 60 minutes under the minute section? No, when we get back to the 12, it starts at 0 minutes again, and we say o'clock because it begins a new hour. Very good. And what does this little red hand represent? The hour hand. Very good. Now, which hand moves faster? The minute hand or the hour hand? The minute hand does move faster. Okay, let's look at this clock right here. What time is on my clock? 5 o'clock. Very good, because the hour is pointing to the 5 and the minute hand is pointing to that 12, which means o'clock. Exactly. How would I write that digitally? 5:00. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's do another time. What time is on my clock? 8 o'clock. Very good. And how would I write that? 8:00. Good job. Okay, now let's see. What time is on? Oops, I'm trying to get it. It's getting a little tricky because my paper clip's messing up. Okay, what time is on my clock? It's right past the 10 before it goes, so it's 10. Minute hands on a 6. 30. 10:30. How does that look? 10:30. 10:30. Very good. Okay, let's try this one. What time is on my clock? It's not to the 2 yet, so that means it's 1:30 because the minute hand is on the 6. Very good. 1:30. Good job. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see. Okay, what time is this? 3 o'clock. Very good. 3 o'clock. 3:00. Okay, and let's do this time. It's not on the 5. Yep, 4:30. Very good. And we would write that as 4:30. Good job. Good job. You guys are rocking at that clock. So in order to have some extra practice with telling that time, here's what you guys are going to do. To start out, we're going to have today's homework is going to be day 15. Just day 15. And I know tomorrow's the first day of May, but tomorrow you'll do day 16 to end it out with it. So we'll do day 15. And then I've got 2 worksheets for you to complete. The first one is going to be matching the time. So looking at those clocks and match them. Remember, minute hands on the 12, it's to the hour, o'clock. Minute hands on the 6, it's to the 30, the half hour. Pay close attention to where those hour hands and minute hands are pointing and match up the times. Your other worksheet is more practice of that as well. You're given a bunch of clocks and a bunch of digital times, and you have to read the time on the analog clock and match the digital to the analog clock. Remember, look at them very closely. If you have to draw that arrow in between those clocks, remember that if it's on the 30 and it's between 2 numbers, Miss Bowden said, draw that line to see what 2 numbers it goes between and go to that smaller number because that's the hour that it's still working on. Okay, and then your game. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to send you the directions for your game. But basically, here's your little game board. A bunch of different flowers that you've got with all time to the half hour. So what you're going to do is you're going to spin the spinner and spin the spinner and cover the time, match the time and cover it. So you're just practicing again, telling time to the half hour. You can see how much you can get covered up in a couple of minutes. You can play against somebody and see who can get more pieces on the board to cover up. You can kind of play it like bump, like we used to in school when we did bump. Remember how we did bump? Is that you would roll the dice. In this case, you're going to spin the spinner, and whatever you land on, you put your piece on that flower. So if I were to, let's fix this. If I were to spin and land on 11:30 and I find the clock for 11:30, it's not showing. It must be over here. Let's use this time. This is 1:30. Let's see. Let's spin. I land on 1:30. I'm going to put my marker on that clock for 1:30. Let's say your partner spins and they land on 5:30. They will cover up and put theirs on 5:30. And then if I spin again and get 1:30, I can double my marker on 1:30, so I can't get bumped. But if your partner spins and lands on 1:30 and you only have 1 marker on there, they can bump you and start over. So it's kind of like checkers. When you have 1 checker, somebody can jump you, but if you have 2 checkers, you can't be jumped. So think of it that way. If you have 1 marker over a space and they land on that same number, they can bump you off and take over that space. And if they land on it again, they can double up, and then that space is off limit. So if you land on it, then you just lose a turn because you can't cover it unless there's another clock that shows that time. So that's a pretty cool game to practice everything. So I cannot wait to see for our Zoom to do a little review, scavenger hunt I have planned for us, and Yes, hearing all about your research for your animals that you, your amphibians that you did. And just bring everything to kind of share. And we'll talk more about what's coming up in the next bunch of weeks, okay? I'm super excited. I will see you guys for our Zoom meeting tomorrow and my videos. Have a great day. Bye.